All right, 10.7. We're almost to the end of chapter 10. One more section after this. This has to do with circles, finding circumference and area of a circle. So let's remember the formulas. Circumference is equal to pi times diameter, or circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Why? Because remember, diameter goes all the way through, okay? So the diameter is the entire thing. Radius is equal to half the diameter. So you take the diameter divided by 2, you have your radius. Your diameter is equal to 2 radiuses put together. It's this radius and that radius. So 2r actually makes a d. And that's just how we write that formula, okay? You can use either one. You can just choose to remember one and always get your diameter, or you can interchange them depending on what you have. It's up to you. Area is equal to pi r squared. So remember, it's not radius times 2 because that's this formula. It's r to the second power. So when you're using your calculator, you need to remember you're using this x squared button, okay? So here we go. Question number 1 has your circle and it has a radius of 9 meters. So it asks you to find the circumference and it asks you to find the area. So I have the radius. I would use the radius formula, 2 pi 9. And remember, these are irrational numbers because they go on forever and ever and ever, because pi is an irrational number. So it's never going to be equal to, it's going to be approximately equal to. Area is going to be pi radius squared, an approximate. So what you'll find is your answers will be slightly off than the answers given because they're not using pi, they're using approximation for pi, which is just 3.14. I want you to get used to using pi. So you're gonna go 2 second, and see the little pi in blue? Pi, there it is right there, 9. So we can enter it just like that in the calculator. Notice I didn't have to put any of the times signs or anything, okay? And then hit enter. You need to round to the nearest tenth. So the tenth is, remember, it's the first place after the decimal. I need to look at the hundredths place to decide if I'm going to round that up. Remember, if that's a 5 or above, I give that a shove up to 6. If it's a 4 or below, I let it go and I leave it as that. So my approximate answer is 56 5/10 of a meter. Remember, circumference is like perimeter. It's linear. It's not squared. The only thing that's squared is area. Okay, and you can always remember that because that's squared. This one is second pi 9 x squared. See how I did that? And then enter. Again to the nearest tenth. The number next to it is 5 or above, so I'm going to round that up to be a 5. So it's going to be approximately 254 5/10 meters squared. And that's how you're going to do it. Number 3 goes to a diameter, so you're going to use a different formula and you're just going to go on from there. And each one of those problems are the same. You're just looking for the circumference or area. Make sure you read each one of them carefully to see what you're looking for. And make sure you always know what you're supposed to round to, okay? So good luck on that. Definitely make sure you check your answers. Like I said, some of your answers might be slightly different. If they aren't using pi and they're using 3.14, you might notice. But I really need you to focus on your rounding because your rounding is a part of a 7th grade curriculum. So you need to remember how to round. Okay, good luck. Make sure you check your answers. Make sure you show your work. Be detailed, be organized.